All right, let's dive in. Today, we're talking about a challenge that every single cloud architect knows well, the architecture design review. It's a critical checkpoint, but man, the prep work can be a total grind. We're going to explore how a new kind of AI copilot can turn this whole task from something you dread into a process that's actually streamlined and, believe it or not, insightful. Let's get into it.
So, does this sound familiar? You've got that big, high-stakes review coming up on the calendar, and you're staring down this dense, multi-page document, an architecture design record, or ADR, and you have to absorb every single detail. You got to understand all the trade-offs and be ready to defend it or critique it. It's not just a time sink, right? It's super high pressure, and missing just one little detail could have some pretty massive consequences down the line.
So, here's our game plan. First, we'll meet your new AI copilot. Then, we're going to uncover its 3 core superpowers. After that, we'll get really practical and look at some prompts in action. We'll also cover the absolutely essential trust but verify rule. And finally, we'll look at what this all means for the future, the rise of what I'm calling the augmented architect.
Okay, so let's really dig into the core challenge here. Design reviews, they demand this deep, comprehensive understanding of a system and almost always under a crazy tight deadline. So the question is, how can we not just speed this up, but actually make the whole process better? Well, that's exactly where our AI copilot comes into play.
And wow, this slide really lays it all out, doesn't it? On one side, you have the old way, hours spent reading, the risk of your own personal blind spots, and let's be honest, a perspective that's limited by your own experience. But then you look at the other side, the AI way. You get instant summaries, you get much broader threat coverage using established frameworks, and you get this diverse set of really sharp questions you might not have even thought to ask. It's a huge shift from that manual, tedious grind to a workflow that's augmented and way more efficient.
So, how does this actually work? What can a large language model really do for us here? Well, we're going to focus on 3 core superpowers that can totally supercharge your review prep. And look, this isn't about magic. It's about strategically using a really powerful tool for some very specific, high-value tasks.
And here they are, the 3 superpowers in action. First, the AI acts as your super-fast reader, giving you a perfect, concise summary of the architecture. Second, it puts on its security hat and helps you build out a comprehensive threat model. And third, it basically transforms into a seasoned senior architect, generating those tough, insightful questions you absolutely have to be ready for.
Okay, so how do we actually unlock these superpowers? Well, it all comes down to the prompts, crafting the right instructions. So let's get our hands dirty and look at some specific examples you can literally copy and paste to put your AI copilot to work, like right now.
First up, summarization. The first thing we do, and this is super important, is give the AI a role to play. We tell it, you are a senior multi-cloud architect. This sets the context. It primes the model for the kind of expert analysis we're looking for. Then we give it a very specific job. Read the document and boil it down. This is the foundation for everything else we're going to do.
And just like that, boom, this is what you get back. In just a few seconds, you have this incredibly clean, high-level summary. Right away, you can see the core service, the tech stack, where the data is coming from, and where it's going, and any critical dependencies. I mean, this step alone can save you hours of reading and get you right to the heart of the design.
Okay, next up, we level up to threat modeling. We ask the AI to use the STRIDE framework. And hey, if you haven't used STRIDE before, it's a fantastic methodology for sniffing out security threats. It stands for spoofing, tampering, repudiation, information disclosure, denial of service, and elevation of privilege. And notice we also ask for the output in a table. That forces the AI to give us a structured, easy-to-read response.
And check this out. The AI just systematically goes through each one of those STRIDE categories and identifies potential threats that are specific to this architecture. I mean, this is just a ridiculously powerful way to methodically find those security blind spots you might have totally missed when you're under pressure.
All right, now for my favorite part, the final superpower. We ask the AI to take everything it's learned so far, the summary, the threat model, and put it all together to think like a principal architect. This is like getting a dress rehearsal for the actual review. It helps you anticipate the toughest questions before you even set foot in the room. And just look at the quality of these questions. These are legit. They're specific, they're tactical, and they zero in on potential weaknesses in reliability, security, scalability, you name it. Being ready with solid answers to questions just like these, that can be the difference between a review that goes smoothly and one that's, well, really, really difficult.
Okay, so before we all get super carried away, we need to talk about something that is absolutely critical.
Trust but verify. The AI is an incredible tool for sure, but it is not a substitute for your expertise. In fact, with this new workflow, your professional judgment becomes more important than ever.
So you might be thinking, great, can I just take this output and run with it? Is it always going to be perfect? Is it going to be totally aware of my specific company's context? Let's be super clear about this.
The answer is a hard no. An LLM can, hallucinate. It can make stuff up or misinterpret some of the finer details. But even more importantly, it doesn't know your company's specific security policies or the complicated history behind why a system was built a certain way. That institutional knowledge, that's where you come in.
And that brings us to your most important job in this whole process. You are the expert validator. You have to fact-check what the AI spits out. You have to add all that crucial business context that only you have. You need to refine its suggestions, tweak them, make them better. And at the end of the day, you own the final design. The AI is your co-pilot, but you are always the pilot in command. So, what happens when you put all this together? When you combine the crazy speed and breadth of an AI with the depth and context of human expertise, you get something totally new. You become what we're calling an augmented architect. This isn't about replacing architects. It's about making us better, faster, and smarter at what we do. So let's boil this all down. What are the big takeaways here? First, efficiency. You're going to slash your prep time. Second, thoroughness. You'll uncover those sneaky blind spots in security and design. Third, confidence. You're going to walk into reviews way more prepared and confident. And finally, synergy. You're creating this powerful combination of your expertise with the speed and breadth of AI.
So there you have it. We've seen how a large language model can become this incredibly powerful co-pilot for your cloud design reviews, helping you understand things faster, spot risks earlier, and prepare way more effectively. The tools are here, the techniques are here. The only real question left is, what are you going to build with it?